Good morning, August 8th, Friday. Guess what today is? My birthday. That's right, 60 years old. So I am going to make juice out of pineapple peel. Actually, this is pineapple leftover. Somebody had made a drink and put some stuff in there, and now I'm going to juice what's left. So 2 of those. And let's see. There. Some limes, 4 limes, some carrots, ginger, and celery. And it's all gonna go into the Kuvings Auto 10 here. I think that batch will make about maybe a little over 2. So I have 3 jars here. So I just want to talk about our eating habits, right? So I'm cutting this up and prepping it into my juicer. I've never been overweight. Actually, for a short time, I was, right after going through menopause, I was having, where you gain weight no matter what you do, which is a little odd. And I also created a very crazy sugar addiction during that time, which my whole life I've never had that problem. I can always eat what I want, and then just I don't, if I eat a piece of candy or a little ice cream, I don't need to eat the whole bag, kind of a thing. During that time though, I remember if there is anything like that in the house, I think about it the whole time and I want to eat it. So it's kind of a really nutty time. So, and what I want to address there is, I guess, if you're trying to improve your eating habit, instead of cutting out things, maybe think about adding things to the diet, like add healthy things. If you want a cookie, make a rule for yourself. Eat 2 things of celery for each cookie, like a whole stalk of celery before you eat a cookie. And then if you want 3 cookies, eat 3 stalks of celery, on and on it goes. So a couple of things you'll find out is that by the time you get to the cookies, you may not want it that much. So that's great. So I'm cutting out the pineapple here, putting it in there. And then you want to alternate things in there. The next I'm going to cut up the ginger. You want to cut those up against the grain, because what happened is the fiber, the long fiber is what will clog up the juicer. So now back to what we eat and how we eat. And I know there's a lot of things online about intermittent fasting in the last few years. I had no idea it had a name. That's always been how I eat. Oops. Trying to escape. Got it. The intermittent fasting rage that's happening the last few years, I only ate typically 2 meals a day. And I eat a lot of, I love the juicing part because it makes it to the point where I can eat or consume a whole bag of celery very quickly. I like celery, but there's no way I can eat a whole bag. The lime, I'm peeling off most of the peel. I'm leaving some on because these are getting if you leave too much of it on, it gets very bitter. It changes the taste, so it's not very pleasant. But there's a little bit of oil in the peel that's also very nutritious. So I peel. And these are also getting has been off the tree for a while, so the peel gets very rough. So that's a little bit left, not much, but leave it in there. And I'm gonna put some celery up in there next. Actually, hold up, I need a GB garbage bowl, a little trash bowl. So here we go, right here. Let's put some celery in there next. So the celery, Auto 10 can fit that whole length of celery in there. The problem though, the fiber goes up and down. the longer the fiber, the more chance it has to clog up the pulp shoot later. So I have gotten into a point of just cutting them into pieces like that, and that helps so much with the, and this is what I love about Kuvings Auto 10. You can fill it up and have it start doing its thing, and while I cut the rest of the stuff here. So now, pineapple. Let's talk about how special pineapple is. Pineapple has an enzyme called bromelain, Bromelain. And bromelain is mostly in the peel, in the middle part of the pineapple, as well as the leaves. And bromelain doesn't exist anywhere else but in pineapple. It helps you digest protein, and it's just wonderful for all kinds of stuff. It's antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and it's delicious. So I don't juice pineapple typically. I would juice the peel, right? So I eat the flesh, and then I juice the peel because of that. And plus, you don't want to waste all that. There's a lot of flesh still on this pineapple, especially this one here. It's what they sell drinks out here in Hawaii. You go to different places, they prepare drinks for you inside of a pineapple. And so bromelain is fantastic. So if you don't like pineapple, learn to like it, because it is so good for you. And it'll be great it's wonderful for your body. It's very good. It's one of the best energy drinks ever out here. It's some fresh juices. Try it out. And let's see. Let's go back to how do we stay on good habits as far as food is concerned, right? Just add good stuff. I know taking away bad things is great, but unfortunately, if the mantra is don't eat sugar or don't eat chips or don't eat whatever, what you're going to think about is sugar and donuts and cakes and whatever that is. And if you just think about adding things to your diet that will make you healthy, that are healthy and good choices, two things will start to happen. One is that, for instance, like the little rule, eat 2 stalks of broccoli or 2 stalks of celery before you have a cookie, right? So let's say you go, oh, I want a cookie. I want 4 cookies. So you have to eat 4 stalks of celery first. After you eat those 4 stalks of celery, number 1, you may not even want 4 cookies at that point. Listen to my cat meowing. Number 2, even if you did eat the cookie, your body has what it needs to deal with the aftermath of eating something not so great. So it's win-win, and eventually what you're going to find out is you're going to go, I want a celery instead of a cookie. See? And make that rule for yourself. You know, instead of eating before you eat your lunch, whatever your lunch is, if you can eat healthier things, that's fantastic. If it's still not what you have a taste for, is not that great for you, just make a rule. Eat something crunchy before. That's not chips. What can that be? Right here. You hear that crunch? It's delicious. I'm just going to chew for a minute. Peel off the last of the lime here. Put that in there. And so that's it. So and make it simple, right? The simpler it is, the better, the more likely you are going to actually do it. If it's too complicated, eventually you give up. I know I do. I don't know about you, but you know, too complicated, forget it. I need to rinse this off a little bit. And another type of questions I get is regarding the juicer now. So far, Kuving's Auto 10 is the best. They have a newer one now. It's called Kuving Auto 10 Plus, which is everything is exactly the same except the blade in there is stainless steel, and then the hopper is a little bit bigger. I think it's 110 ounces or something. Is it something like that? This is 100 ounce, which is really nice. You can just like prep your thing and prep the things that you need to put in it while it's juicing as well. And look at that, we got to take care of that. So here we go. So let me pour that into the jar. So I make about 3 of this every day, and I drink it, my son drink it, my husband drinks some of it. He's not as into it as I am, but sometimes he drinks more. And try to divide it in 3 as best as you can. Eyeball it, no need to be that precise. Set that aside, and off we go again. And okay, juicing, where were we? Juicing. When you buy a juicer, there's no need to make things complicated, right? So celery, lime, lemon, ginger, and apple is my go-to that I drink practically every day. To that, I would add greens, kale, spinach, and switch those around, right? Don't eat the same thing all the time. Whatever green, romaine lettuce, mint, parsley. Parsley is so delicious in juices. What else? Cilantro, another really nice one. Basil, oh my gosh, it's very fragrant when you juice basil. If you are juicing leafy greens, the way to pile it into the juicer is the lighter items must go in first. So for instance, spinach will go in first, and then you put in the next item that's have some weight to it. In my case, it would be spinach, and then apple, and then ginger cut up. The ginger goes on top of the apple, and then celery. So that way there's some weight on top to push down all that stuff to go through the hopper and to have it squeeze through. So again, to recap, when you want to change your eating habit, think of what you can add to your diet as opposed to what you need to take away. It'll be easier to follow through on that, and keep it simple. So if you don't get a juicer and you want to just eat healthier, buy a bag or 2 of celery and commit to eating that over the next few days until it's gone. Chew on it until you don't want it anymore. Try that. Commit to eating a couple of fresh carrots every day. 2 or 3. When 2 is no problem, add to 3 and eat 1 or 2 before you eat your regular food. And fruit. And I don't juice fruit. I juice vegetable. And fruit I would eat. Like pineapple, I would eat the pineapple meat and then juice the peel because I don't want to waste the peel. And then the pulp goes to, we take it to a farm that has some pigs in there. In the meantime, I freeze it. And now it's summertime and the pigs love it. It's like popsicle for them. So all the celery pulp, and there's a lot of people who does a lot of things with the pulp. I don't. That's just, it would be great if I ever want to, but so far I haven't wanted to. And here's the last part of that. See if I can get that in there. Are we almost done? We're almost full. So there you go. If you are going to start juicing, keep it simple. Pick something that you like that you're going to do all the time. Sure, all those other things, the berries and the fruit juice, try not to juice fruit because fruit has got a lot of sugar in it. When you juice it, it takes out the fiber. So the fiber is important for your body to eat, right? So your whatever, prebiotic, a biotic, your bacteria in your gut have something to eat. So those are good. Celery's pulp or fiber is almost like rope. Look at that. I bet you we can make bricks out of those things. So, which is good. You just don't want to eat 1.5 pounds of celery at a time. You know what? I wonder what would feel after. So that would be an interesting event afterwards. So, juice vegetable, eat fruit, right? That's as a general rule. That is not to say that never, ever, 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 ever juice fruit, but you know, as a practice, juice vegetable, eat fruit. And try to, carrots and apples combine with everything very well, taste-wise. So look at that, isn't that beautiful? Oops. There we go. I guess we got more than 2.5. We're gonna get 3, and there's a big old hopper left in there. So that's it. So in conclusion, add things to your diet, not take away, to make it simple. Add things like celery, carrots, apples, fresh things to your diet, and make a game. If you want to eat a cookie, eat a celery stick before. If you want 4 cookies, eat 4 celery sticks. And you'll find that by the time you get to the cookies, you don't want that many, maybe not at all eventually. And then if you're juicing, just focus on making it simple. Pick, say, celery, like me. What I do as a go-to is celery, apple, ginger, and lemon or lime as a basic juice, and then I add my greens to it. All right? And then secondly, choose well. We can always choose. And get a juicer. I love Coolings Auto 10. You don't have to start being well. You can do other things like eat this stuff. All right? Aloha. Happy birthday to me. I'm 60.